Pro Football Weekly's Monday Night Preview is another doozy. The Rams and Seahawks won everyone's waiting for. This was actually an important game last year as they battled for that NFC West division title. Not so much this year. A huge disappointment in St. Louis. Sam Bradford seemingly has regressed. Steve Spagnuolo, Billy Devaney now possibly their jobs on the line. What's gone wrong in St. Louis?
Well, this is a team that's been decimated by injury. If you look at both tackles, they're on IR right now. You look at the cornerback situation, they're in their fifth or sixth cornerback. They're playing all right on the back end, but it's a team that's been just decimated by injury. I think it's really taken a big toll.
And nobody can take the hit they did in the secondary. I mean, they're down to their ninth cornerback at one point. It was just ridiculous. But I think there was a lack of attention to detail. They hired Josh McDaniels in the offseason. Obviously a very gifted offensive mind, a great thinker, but they didn't hire a quarterback coach. They thought McDaniels could do both, and we've seen Bradford regress. In a lockout season, he hasn't picked up the offense. He leads the league in fumbles. I mean, these are concerns that you have to raise. I think they may have put too much on McDaniels' plate, and it just expected Bradford to get better.
This looks a lot more like the Rams we saw from a couple of years ago that were only winning 1 or 2 games a year. They're just not even a tough out at this point. The Seahawks, on the other hand, have played well recently, beaten some good teams. Marshawn Lynch has gotten it going. That defense has played pretty well. Are they just a quarterback away from being a legit contender?
I think so. I mean, I think in the offseason they'll be one of 5 or 6 teams that really put the emphasis on getting that quarterback situation figured out. And yet Tavares Jackson has been pretty good at times. The pectoral injury I think has held him back, but I still think they need that starter like what they have on defense with guys like Cam Chancellor and such.
Well, they were seriously thinking about Jimmy Clausen 2 years ago with that top pick, 6th overall. They went with Russell Okung instead. And I think they've continued to build out that offensive line. Unfortunately, you look right now at the injured reserve, just like the Rams. You got John Moffitt on there. You got James Carpenter, their first-round pick this year, and Russell Okung. So I think that offensive line has to get better along with the quarterback situation.
It certainly seems like between these two teams, the Seahawks are a lot closer to being competitive, although you would have said just the opposite a year ago when it looked like the Rams were an up-and-coming team. Do the Seahawks get this win too?
I think so. I think they absolutely dominate the Rams in this situation. They didn't show up at a road loss to the San Francisco 49ers last week, and I see no reason for them to reverse it and turn things around. We're not going to see a New Orleans Saints type situation here.
Yeah, it's so difficult to play on the road at Seattle. I think the Rams are really going to struggle going all the way across the country.
I just wonder how many wins this Rams team is going to end up with this year. It could be a 2-win team. Just baffling to think that they were an up-and-coming team just a year ago. That's a preview of the Monday night game. I'm sure you'll be tuning in for the best coverage of the NFL. Check us out at ProFootballWeekly.com.